What if I told you that every successful project, whether it's building a new office or launching an app, doesn't rely on luck but following a proven approach? When you see a project completed on time, within budget, and meeting all of its goals, it's not magic. It's a well thought out plan guiding the team every step of the way. This approach is called PRINCE2, a project management method used all over the world. In today's session, we will break down what PRINCE2 is all about and how it will make a great difference on how you manage projects. We will go over 3 main principles and the steps that you need to take and key things to consider throughout a project, all in a simple and easy to understand way. By the end of the session, you will know how PRINCE2 works and how it can help you handle any project, big or small, in a more organized and efficient way. So here's what we will go through in this session. An overview of PRINCE2 and why it's a great way to manage projects. The 7 key principles of PRINCE2 that keep the project on track. The 7 themes of PRINCE2 that cover important aspects like quality, risk, and progress. The 7 processes of PRINCE2 that guide the project from start to finish. How to adapt PRINCE2 to fit your project-specific needs. A real-world example to show how PRINCE2 works in action. The different certification levels of PRINCE2 and how they can help with your career. Tips for preparing for the PRINCE2 exam. Busting some common myths about PRINCE2. And finally, answering some frequently asked questions about the method. By the end of this session, you will have a good understanding of how PRINCE2 can make your projects run more smoothly, keeping everything organized and focused on what matters most. Before we dive into the technical details, I've got something exciting to share that could give you a huge boost to your project management career. Simplilearn's PRINCE2 Foundation and Practitioner 7th Edition certification is designed to get you exam ready while equipping you with the skills to ensure project ready success. As a premier authorized training partner of Axelos, Simplilearn offers a structured, live instructor-led program aligned with the latest PRINCE2 exam format. This course covers everything from mastering the PRINCE2 methodology to applying its principles in real-world projects, including key skills like risk management, change management, and tailoring PRINCE2 to fit your project needs. You will earn 35 PDUs, receive an official PRINCE2 digital ebook, and enjoy lifetime access to recorded content. The course fee includes the exam fee for both foundation and practitioner levels, and you will gain access to real-world application exercises, making this a perfect program for anyone who is looking to excel in project management. PRINCE2 is globally recognized, and this certification can lead to high-paying roles like project manager or PMO lead with an average salary of 11 lakhs to 24 lakhs in India. Enroll today and get you started with Simplilearn's expert-led training. Whether you're looking to upskill or reskill, Simplilearn's corporate training options also ensure that your team is ready for success. Enroll now and take your career to the next level with PRINCE2 Foundation. So let's take a quick pause for a fun question. Which one of the following is a core principle of PRINCE2? Is it A, focus on completing a final product? B, make decisions only when things go wrong? C, use a standard approach for all projects? Or is it D, skip planning to save time? Take a moment to think about it. We'll now dive deeper into what PRINCE2 is and how it works. PRINCE2 stands for Projects in Controlled Environments version 2. Simply put, it's a project management system designed to help you manage projects in an organized and efficient way. The goal of PRINCE2 is to give teams a clear structure for handling projects of any size and complexity. It allows you to manage the various elements of a project such as cost, time, quality, and risk in a controlled environment. So now that we understand what PRINCE2 is, let's explore why it's so valuable. PRINCE2 helps ensure that every project is not only feasible, but is also justifiable at every stage. The framework is built around clear roles and responsibilities, which means that everyone involved knows their specific duties and expectations placed upon them. This clarity eliminates confusion and helps the team stay on the same page. So one of the most significant advantages of PRINCE2 is flexibility. It doesn't matter if the project is large or small, PRINCE2 can be tailored to suit the project's needs, so it works for a wide variety of industries from construction to IT. It also emphasizes the importance of keeping the project aligned with business goals, which is critical for ensuring that the project delivers value and meets the expectations of stakeholders. And of course, PRINCE2 is globally recognized. This means that PRINCE2 certification isn't just valuable in one country or industry, it's respected and valued across the world. Whether you're looking to manage a local project or expand into international projects, having PRINCE2 on your resume will give you a competitive edge. So who should consider taking PRINCE2? The answer is simple. PRINCE2 is for anyone involved in project management. If you're a project manager, team leader, business analyst, or consultant, PRINCE2 gives you a structured, well-established framework to follow. Whether you're leading a team or contributing as a part of a larger group, this certification will equip you with the tools to manage and execute projects effectively. Even if you're new to project management, PRINCE2 is designed to help you get started to develop your skills. Its clear and structured approach is perfect for beginners who want to understand how projects should be managed, while also offering advanced techniques for seasoned professionals looking to improve their skills. Whether you're in IT, construction, marketing, or any other industry, PRINCE2 is a flexible system that can be adapted to meet the needs of your project, no matter its size or scope. So now let's explore the 7 principles that form the backbone of PRINCE2. These principles guide how projects are executed, ensuring that they stay focused, efficient, and aligned with the business goals. So firstly, we have continued business justification. Then we will learn about learn from experience. Then define roles and responsibilities. Then we will move on to manage by steps. Then manage by exception. Focus on products. And then tailor to suit every project environment. So starting off with continued business justification. This principle emphasizes that every project must have a valid reason to start and must remain valuable throughout its life cycle. It's not enough to kick off a project. We must keep asking, is this still worth doing? For example, in a school construction project, if enrollment numbers are dropping, the business justification might not hold anymore. The project might need to be revised or even stopped if the costs outweigh the benefits. It ensures that the resources are always focused on projects that drive real value. Let's now move on to learn from experience. Every project comes with valuable lessons, and this principle encourages us to document what we've learned, whether it's from success or mistakes. These lessons are then applied to future projects, preventing the same issues from happening again. For example, if a marketing campaign did not meet expectations due to poor target audience analysis, that learning can be used in future campaigns to improve targeting. It's all about creating a culture of continuous learning and improvement. Let's now move on to define roles and responsibilities. This is one of the main causes of project failure: confusion over who does what. This principle ensures that everyone knows their role in the project. It clarifies who is responsible for making decisions, executing tasks, and ensuring quality at every stage. For instance, in a software development project, the project manager would oversee timelines, while developers are responsible for coding, and quality analysts would ensure that testing is done. This clear separation ensures that tasks are completed without overlap or confusion. Let's now move on to manage by stages. Managing projects in stages is key to ensuring success. By breaking the project into smaller, manageable parts, it becomes easier to track progress and make adjustments if needed. After each stage, a review is held to assess if the project is on track and aligned with the objectives. For example, in building a new product, the first stage might involve market research, while the second stage would focus on product design. After each stage, you review the outcomes and decide if it's worth moving forward or if changes are needed. This principle gives the project team the power to make decisions within defined boundaries. If something goes beyond the limits, it's escalated to a higher management for review. For example, if the project costs exceed a certain threshold, or if the project timeline is delayed by more than a week, management will have to step in and make necessary decisions. This ensures that the team can focus on execution without being bogged down for constant oversight, allowing more efficient decision making. We shall now move on to focus on products. The focus here is on delivering the final product or service according to the predefined quality standards of acceptance criteria. The project team must make sure that the deliverables meet the quality expectations set at the beginning. For example, if you're building a website, the final product should meet design specifications, load speed expectations, and user accessibility guidelines. Clear product outcomes ensure that all efforts are aligned with producing the right results. We shall now move on to tailor to suit project environment. This principle recognizes that no two projects are the same. PRINCE2 is flexible and can be adjusted to fit the project size, complexity, and industry requirements. For example, a large infrastructure project like building a bridge will have a different level of complexity compared to a small app development project. PRINCE2 allows you to tailor the processes and control to fit the specific needs of a project, making it adaptable to any situation. We shall now move on to the 7 themes of PRINCE2. Now let's take a deeper look at the 7 themes of PRINCE2. These themes help maintain control and ensure that the project is managed in a structured way throughout its life cycle. Starting off, we have business case, organization, quality, plans, risk, change, and progress. So we shall now start off with business case. The business case ensures that the project is not only achievable but also remains beneficial throughout its duration. It provides justification for the project's existence and helps decide whether it's worth continuing. The business case is reviewed at each stage to ensure that the project's goals still align with the business objectives. For example, in an IT project, the business case could focus on how implementing a new system will save costs in the long run. If it's not showing potential benefits, it might need to be reevaluated. Let's move on to organization. This team defines the roles and responsibilities within a project. It ensures that there is clarity about who's managing the project, who is executing the tasks, and who is responsible for decision making. For instance, a school construction project will have a project board, which is owners and investors who make high-level decisions. And there's a project manager who manages timelines and costs. Team managers, on the other hand, who oversee the day-to-day work. This clear structure ensures accountability and smooth operations. We shall now move on to quality. Quality is key to ensuring that the project meets the agreed upon standards and expectations. The quality theme defines how the project will deliver quality outputs. For example, in a construction project, the school building must meet a certain standard for safety, ventilation, and design. Quality checks are conducted at every stage to ensure the final outcome meets the standards, preventing issues or rework later on. Moving on to plans. The plans theme focuses on providing a detailed roadmap of how projects will be executed. This involves creating a detailed schedule, defining goals, and assigning tasks to individuals or teams. For example, a school construction project plan would lay out a schedule for completing the foundation, the structure, and interior with clear timelines for each. These plans ensure that all tasks are completed on time and with the required resources. Moving on to risk. Risk management involves identifying potential threats and opportunities to the project. This theme helps the project team anticipate challenges and prepare backup plans. For example, in a marketing campaign, risks could include bad weather that disrupts events or sudden shortage of key materials. Identifying these risks early helps in creating a backup plan, such as rescheduling events or finding alternate suppliers to minimize delays or disruptions. Next, we have change. Change management ensures that any alterations to the project scope or objectives are handled appropriately. This theme is essential for managing requests for changes such as adding new features to a product or modifying a project schedule. For example, in a construction project, the owner might want to add music room which wasn't initially a part of the design. The change in cost, timeline, and impact on the resources will need to be assessed before approval. So this ensures that the changes are well managed without disrupting the overall project. Next, we have progress. This theme tracks the project's progress to ensure it stays on the course. It involves monitoring milestones, reporting on the budget, and checking that deadlines are being met. For example, in a product campaign, progress would be tracked by weekly reports detailing how much has been spent, how much time has passed, and whether the project is on target. This regular check helps quickly identify and address any delays or overspending. Let's now speak about the 7 processes of PRINCE2. The 7 processes of PRINCE2 guide the flow of the project from start to finish. Each project has a specific role and ensures that the project remains aligned with its goals. So firstly, we have starting up of a project, moving on to directing a project, then we have initiating a project, then controlling a stage, followed by managing project delivery, then we have managing stage boundary, and finally closing a project. So let's speak about starting up of a project. The first step of any project is assessing whether the project is worth pursuing. So during this phase, the feasibility of a project is determined. The team will review whether the project aligns with the business goals and if there are sufficient resources, budget, and a clear objective. For example, in a school construction project, the owner would have to evaluate whether the budget is sufficient to cover construction costs and if the project will lead to enough student enrollment to justify the investment. The process includes defining the basic project parameters, assigning the project manager, and preparing the project business case, which is revised throughout the project. So if at any point the project is deemed unviable, it can be stopped or redefined. Let's now speak about initiating a project. Once a project's feasibility is confirmed, the initiating of a project process provides detailed plans on how the project will be executed. This phase focuses on ensuring that everyone is clear about what will be done, when, and by whom. During this process, the project team defines the scope, timeline, budgets, risk, and quality standards for the project. For example, in context of the school construction project, the phase would involve defining detailed construction phases from laying the foundation to completing the building structure and finishing touches. A detailed project plan will be created outlining these activities, the required resources, and the timelines for each task. Let's move on to directing a project. In a directing a project process, the leadership team might make key decisions and provide direction. The focus here is on overseeing the project's overall progress. The phase involves the project board making critical decisions like approving changes or addressing challenges. For instance, if the project is running over a budget due to the material price increase, the leadership team would decide whether to approve the additional funds or scale back certain aspects of the project. The project board, which is the key decision-making body, ensures that the project stays aligned with the business objectives and that any significant risks or issues are managed. Let's move on to controlling a stage. The controlling a stage process focuses on managing day-to-day activities. It ensures that the project stays on schedule and addresses any issues that arise during execution. It is essential for tracking progress, monitoring performance against plans, and taking corrective actions when necessary. For example, if the project team is responsible for overseeing construction and the foundation is delayed due to weather, the project manager would implement measures to make up for lost time by allocating additional resources or adjusting the work schedule. This phase allows for proactive management of any issues before they become larger problems. Let's now move on to managing product delivery. This phase ensures that the project deliverables meet the required quality standards. It focuses on ensuring that each product or service is delivered according to the quality standards set at the start of the project. For instance, if you're building a new product like a school's IT infrastructure, this phase ensures that the equipment, installation, and software are delivered according to the specifications. The product delivery manager checks that the materials and labor meet quality expectations, ensuring that the final output meets agreed upon standards. Let's now move on to managing stage boundaries. During the managing stage boundaries process, the team reviews the progress made in one stage before moving on to the next. It's about assessing whether the project is on track, meeting its goals, and adhering to budget and schedule. In a construction project, for instance, after completing the foundation, the team would assess whether everything is in place to proceed to the next stage. If there are issues such as unforeseen delays or cost overruns, they can be addressed before proceeding with the next phase of the project. This review ensures that the project remains aligned with its goals and objectives before progressing further. Finally, we have closing a project. The closing a project process is the final step where the project is officially completed and the final deliverables are handed over. This process includes documenting lessons learned, celebrating successes, and identifying areas for improvement. For example, after the construction of school is completed, the project manager would assess the project's success against the initial goals such as budget, timelines, and quality. They would compile a final project report detailing any challenges faced and solutions implemented, along with stored lessons learned to guide future projects. This formal closure ensures that the project is wrapped up appropriately with stakeholders informed. Let's move on to tailoring PRINCE2. Now let's talk about tailoring PRINCE2 for different projects. One of the key strengths of PRINCE2 is its flexibility. It's not a one-size-fits-all approach. The method can be adapted depending on the project's size, complexity, and industry. For example, a large-scale construction project might require more detailed plans and monitoring, whereas a small IT project might need fewer processes and simpler controls. PRINCE2 allows you to adjust the processes based on the project's environment so that you can manage projects effectively while avoiding unnecessary bureaucracy. The goal is to keep the method adaptable while ensuring that it remains focused on delivering the project successfully. This adaptability is particularly useful while dealing with different industries. Whether you're working in software development, marketing campaigns, or constructions, Prince can be tailored to meet the specific requirements of each sector without losing its core principles of governance and control. We'll now talk about how PRINCE2 compares to other project management methods like PMI and Agile. So PRINCE2 stands out because of its focus on governance and control. This means that it's designed for projects where clear documentation and accountability are essential. Each step of the project is mapped out in detail, and there are systems in place to ensure that everything is completed on time, within budget, and within the expected quality. This makes PRINCE2 ideal for large complex projects, especially those in regulated industries or where strict project oversight is required. On the other hand, methods like PMI or Project Management Institute focus on professional knowledge areas and guide you through the key phases of project, but without the same level of detailed control and structure as PRINCE2. PMI's approach tends to be more flexible, with a strong emphasis on professional practice standards and leadership. Agile, however, is much different. It is a flexible, iterative approach to project management that emphasizes adaptability and continuous improvement. Agile is ideal for projects that are constantly changing and evolving, like software development or product design. Instead of detailed upfront planning, Agile focuses on delivering small, incremental pieces of the project, getting feedback quickly, and then making adjustments as you go along. So while Prince2 ensures that a project may remain on track while clearly defining goals, responsibilities, and governance, Agile focuses more on team collaboration and delivering customer value in quick iterations. Both methods are effective, but the choice between them depends on the nature of your project. If your project is complex and large, it requires more strict control, which uses Prince2. So if you're dealing with a project that needs flexibility and rapid response to change, Agile could be a next better fit. Let's now look at different levels of Prince2 certification and what they entail. The foundation level is perfect for beginners who are just starting to explore project management. At this level, you will get an introduction to the basic principles, themes, and processes that make up the Prince2 framework. This level gives you a solid understanding of what the methodology is, making it ideal for an entry point for anyone who wants to work in project management, whether you're new to the field or transitioning from another role. Once you've completed the foundation level and feel comfortable with the basic concepts, you can move on to the practitioner level. So this is a more advanced certification and focuses on the practical application of Prince2. It's designed for people who will be working and managing real-world projects. The practitioner exam tests your ability to apply Prince2 in different scenarios and challenges you to think critically on how to tailor the framework to specific projects. This certification is ideal for project managers or anyone involved in hands-on execution of projects. Let's now move on to Prince2 certification cost and providers. Moving on, let's talk about the cost of Prince2 certification. The cost can range from $20,000 to $80,000 depending on the certification level and the training provider you choose. The foundation level is usually on the lower end of the price spectrum, while the practitioner level can cost you more due to the additional study materials and exam preparation needed. It's important to note that there are different options available for training, which can also affect the price. You can choose between self-paced online courses or instructor-led courses. Self-paced courses are generally more affordable and allow you to study at your own pace, while instructor-led courses provide more structured learning with the guidance of experienced trainers. The benefit of instructor-led courses is that they often include live discussions, Q&A sessions, and the ability to ask questions and get immediate feedback. When selecting a provider, make sure to choose one that is accredited by an official Prince2 body to ensure that you receive the best training and certification. For example, Simplilearn offers official Prince2 training and certification, and it's a great option for those looking for quality and recognized credentials. So let's now move on to the Prince2 exam format. Now let's discuss the exam format for Prince2 certification. For the foundation level, the exam consists of multiple choice questions, where there are typically around 60 questions and you will need to score 60% or higher to pass. So the exam is a closed book, meaning you cannot refer to any notes, and it lasts for 60 minutes. So this format is designed to test your basic understanding of Prince2 principles, themes, and processes. So once you've passed the foundation level, you can take up the practitioner exam, which is more challenging. This exam involves scenario-based questions where you will be asked to apply Prince2 in real-world situations. The questions are designed to test how well you can adapt to Prince2 principles along with different project environments. The practitioner exam is an open book, meaning you can refer to the official Prince2 manual during the exam. So you will have 150 minutes to complete the exam and you need to score 60% to pass. The practitioner exam is more detailed and requires a deeper understanding of how to use Prince2 in different scenarios. So here, you will need to show your ability to adapt to the methodology to various project situations and challenges. Let's now talk about the salary and career benefits of getting Prince2 certified. If you're wondering whether the certification is worth the investment, consider this. Professionals with Prince2 certifications can earn between $100,000 to $120,000 per year in the United States or 14 lakhs to 20 lakhs per year in India. So this certification provides a competitive edge that can significantly boost your earning potential. But the benefits go beyond just the salary. Prince2 also opens doors to better job opportunities in project management roles across various industries, whether you're in IT, construction, healthcare, or marketing. With this certification, you will also gain industry flexibility, meaning that you can apply your skills to projects in different sectors and locations. Moreover, Prince2 certified professionals ensure global mobility as the certification is recognized worldwide, providing opportunities for career advancement in international markets. Now let's learn some exam preparation tips for Prince2. So before we wrap up, let's discuss some exam preparation tips to help you succeed in your Prince2 certification journey. So firstly, make a study plan. Organize your time wisely so that you can cover all the necessary topics and give yourself enough time to review. So this will help you stay on track and avoid cramming at the last minute. Next, take advantage of resources like Simplilearn's videos, which offer step-by-step explanations of PRINCE2 framework. Be sure to use the official PRINCE2 manual during your study sessions to familiarize yourself with the terminology and core concepts. Practice tests are another excellent way to prepare. They help you get used to the exam format and give you the feel for different kinds of questions that will appear. So make sure you focus on real-world examples that illustrate how PRINCE2 principles apply to actual projects. Lastly, reviewing before the exam is essential. Go over the key concepts and identify areas where you might need more practice or clarity. So don't skip this step as it's crucial for reinforcing your understanding. So here are some resources. You can go through them as per your convenience. Let's now move on to some common myths of PRINCE2. Now let's debunk some common myths of PRINCE2 that might be holding you back. The first myth is that PRINCE2 is only for IT projects. This is simply not true. PRINCE2 is a universal methodology that can be applied to any type of project, whether it's marketing, construction, education, or healthcare. It's all about managing the project effectively, no matter the industry. Another common myth is that PRINCE2 is too complex for small projects. While it's true that PRINCE2 is a structured framework, it's also flexible and scalable. You can tailor the methodology to fit the size and complexity of your project, whether you're working on a large-scale infrastructure project or a small internal IT update. PRINCE2 can be adapted to suit your needs. So don't be intimidated by its structure. It's designed to work for projects of all sizes. Before we end, let's go through some frequently asked questions about PRINCE2. Who can learn PRINCE2? Anyone interested in project management can learn PRINCE2. Whether you're a beginner, someone transitioning into project management, or an experienced professional looking to formalize your skills, PRINCE2 offers valuable knowledge that applies across industries. How long does it take to get certified? The time it takes to get certified depends on the certification level. For foundation certification, you can generally complete in a few weeks with focused study. The practitioner level requires a bit more of preparation, so give yourself extra time to go through them thoroughly to understand how to apply the PRINCE2 principles in real-world scenarios. Is PRINCE2 recognized globally? Yes, PRINCE2 is a globally recognized certification, meaning it holds value no matter where you work. This is one of the key advantages of earning the certification as it opens up career opportunities in international markets and across industries worldwide. The next question is, what job can I get after PRINCE2 certification? All of the details have been discussed in the earlier parts. Lastly, is it difficult to learn? No. It's beginner friendly as well as people who are experienced can easily learn this. Imagine if every project that you worked on had a clear plan helping you stay on track and get things done right from start to finish. That's the power of PRINCE2. By using the principles and steps of PRINCE2, you will know exactly what needs to be done, when, and by who. It's a straightforward approach that helps keep everyone involved on the same page, making it easier to manage projects and reach goals. PRINCE2 is all about making projects more manageable and less stressful. By applying these simple principles, you will be able to handle any project with confidence. Remember, a structured approach to manage projects doesn't help keep things organized, it helps you get better results. Keep learning, keep applying PRINCE2, and keep taking control of your projects with confidence.